Shine on scams tall in the land. Printful shapes can't withstand. Printify steps back in fright. Shine on shines day and night. Shine on screens, game is strong. T-shirts, skirts, it won't be long. Mugs and more, they craft so bold. Their designs break the mold. Shine on, reign supreme in the world of printed dreams. Printful, printified, taking the fall. Shine on conquers all. Quality unmatched in the scene. Their prints always come out clean. Trust and shine on, feel the rush. Others turn to dust. Fast shipping, no delays. Shine on blazes other ways. Reliability in every order. Shine on sets the border. Customization's what they do. Unique designs just for you. Printful wishes could compete. Shine on can't be beat.
We find our way. Paju teaching us what to say. When shine on's magic, we hit the stores. Success is closer evermore. And on demand in every hand. Merchants thriving across the land. Paju guides us through the night. In this game, we're winning the fight. Paju, Paju, learn and grow. Bright ideas start to show. Shine on sparkles, we succeed. In this world, we plant the seed. Pixels dancing in the breeze. Building dreams like endless seas. Every click leads to a chance. That's Paju inside the dance. Ritual sounds and sunlight beams. Together we chase our dreams. Ecor's future bright as gold. With Paju our tales unfold. Paju, Paju, learn and grow. Bright ideas start to show. Shine on sparkles, we succeed. In this world we plant the seed.
Here we go. Can you guys hear me now? No sound. Yes, let's see. Yes, you can now hear me. Can you see also my screen? Perfect. So just a bit of a hiccup over there. Let's just get started again from scratch. Perfect. Great having you all here. My name is Rodrigo, and I'm going to be your host today. Welcome to Coffee with Shinon. And today we're going to go over a very interesting topic, and this is Etsy product research secrets. So one thing is for sure, I mean, it doesn't matter where you're selling on, whether this might be Etsy or Shopify, eBay, Amazon, wherever. Etsy is always a great place to gather inspiration. So I'm very excited to get started. I see we have some people here from Florida, some people from Cape Cod, Phil in Somerville, South Carolina. I am actually tuning in from Costa Rica, so I'm pretty far away from you guys right now. All right, so let's get started. First of all, we want to announce a few of our swag winners. And our first featured swag winner is Socorro Garza. Socorro Garza. And she says, got my first sale today. Happy Friday, y'all. Keep plugging at it, even if you feel like quitting. So huge props to Socorro. I remember when I got my first sale, it's such a massive, here's Pura Vida, swap locations. So yeah, getting your first sale is such a massive achievement. Like, she should be so proud of herself. I remember when I got my first sale, I had the Shopify notifications turned on, and I heard like a kaching. Shopify has this notification when it sounds like when you're paying in a supermarket, for example. And it is just such an exciting feeling, because you finally are able to prove to yourself that there's a lot of possibilities with print on demand. This is not a quick, get rich quick scheme or anything like that. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. So congratulations to Socorro. Let's see. Also, we have these ones from Print on Demand University, from Uniquely Yours Treasures. She says, greeting from Uniquely Yours. Looking forward to diving into the POD world and seeing what is possible by creating custom products that people want and can also cherish. I wish everyone abundance and prosperity. My goal in doing this is so I can create more financial stability for my family and I. So yeah, this is so cool to hear. Everyone has their why. Everyone has their source of motivation. So it's very exciting to see when people reach out to us with such, kind-hearted messages like this. Allison says, I still get excited by that kaching. I actually turned it off because it started stressing me out. Because when you have ads running and stuff like that, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but when I had, for example, ads running on day one and I didn't hear the kaching for a couple of hours, I kind of start getting stressed. So I just stopped hearing to those notifications. I mean, it depends on your perspective, but I decided to turn them off. Okay, so this is just a whole other level, guys. This is actually was posted by an anonymous member. We did verify this is a real seller of ours, but for their own reasons, they did not want to share their identity, and that is perfectly fine. I am able to tell you that this is a real person, and this is just a whole nother level. I mean, as you can see here, they have made $13 million last year in sales. And let's just quickly go through their message. It says, hey, shiny people. I just want to share a major milestone that my team and I hit last year. Our biggest year-over-year growth of 250%. Our first ever 8-figure annual revenue with an all-time high of 207K in a single day. And we're on our way to double it again this year, hopefully. Looking back 11 years, so they have been working on this for 11 years, okay? Looking back 11 years, if someone had told me that I could generate this amount from the comfort of my home while still being a present father and husband, I would have called them crazy, but here we are. Huge thanks to Shinon. Shout out to Kuya, Eric, Salamat, Michael, John, Safi, Elizabeth, and the rest of the amazing people at the Shinon HQ. Couldn't have done it without your support. I really wanted to share something actionable, especially to the new people here, but honestly, everything you need to succeed has already been shared in past Coffee with Michael episodes, so pay attention, guys. And all you need is to take action. Plus, you have these new AI tools, and honestly, this post of mine is even refined by ChatGPT. So I'll just leave it to you. Drop your questions in the comments. If you're still trying to make your first sale or struggling to scale, I'll do my best to answer as soon as I can. So yeah, this is just a whole nother level. I wanted to pay attention to the messaging and the language that he used. He says, huge milestone that my team and I hit last year. And that's pretty important because when you get to this level of scale, you need to have an entire team behind you. Okay, you need to have people that help you with customer service. You need to have people that help you with ads, people that create products for you, all this stuff. So this person has, a real established, scalable business. So huge props to them. This is truly unbelievable to witness. As you can see, they on December 2023, they had a bit over 1 million sales. And this last year, they got over to 3 million in sales. So obviously, their life has changed forever. I mean, this is just so encouraging to see. And this is why we work so hard here at Shinon to see stuff like this happen. So remember, if you want to get some free swag, all you need to do is engage with our group, whether this might be on Facebook, on PodU, post a screenshot of your sales, maybe your first sale, screenshot of your ads, how are they doing, a value post, what's working for you, what are you struggling with, and maybe you'll get some free swag from us next week. So latest news, we have a new advanced walkthrough coming soon. So who can guess here who this Pokemon is here on the left? So yeah, very excited about our advanced walkthroughs. For those of you who don't know, these are actually inside of our print-on-demand community called POD University. So if you still are not a member of POD University, go sign up. It's entirely free. These advanced walkthroughs are behind a subscription, so they are not available for our free tier only, but we have a lot of cool stuff on there. We have beginner walkthroughs that those are available for most. And they walk you through, how to set up your Shinon account, how to create new products. But we have a whole bunch of advanced walkthroughs that they cover a whole wide array of topics. It can go from Etsy, Facebook ads, product research, you name it, we probably have it. So very excited about this. Submit your best guess about who this is, and you might get a chance to get there before anyone else. Also, this is huge. A lot of you already know this, but we just released a new product designer. So those of us who have been with Shinon for a while, you know that to upload a product, you needed to have the exact dimensions needed for the actual canvas for your upload to work. So this was kind of annoying. And I used to get messages all the time from sellers saying like, hey, I can't even get the proportions I need in Canva for a blanket because it's way too big, and I'm struggling with product uploads. And so this makes it all so much easier. So if you haven't tested, our new product designer, please go ahead and do so. There's a lot of cool features inside, and we're gonna start deploying this to all the product categories we possibly can. So just keep an eye out for that. Very excited about this change. We're just our goal is to make product uploads as easy as they can be for our beginner sellers or even our existing sellers. So very excited about this. Go and check it out. Also, Canva templates are on the way. So this also makes the product design process so much easier, because previously we had PSD files, we had PNG files that kind of were able to guide you through the process and the kind of the metrics you need to follow to have a good product design. But now we're going to have Canva templates. So there's just one click away. Just keep an eye out for them in the Look and Learn pages in the next couple of weeks. But again, we just hope that this makes your design process that much smoother. Also, always remember, if you haven't done so already, leave us a review on the App Store. We, here at Shinon, we do our best to keep our community happy, engaged, and always keep uploading new products for you. So if you just have a chance, please remember to do this. Also, recent announcements, or the main one I wanted to cover was our advanced walkthrough coming up. So just keep an eye on for that. So here we go, guys. Does everyone have their coffee mugs ready? Because here's mine from Costa Rican Coffee again. This coffee is actually from a volcano reserve, Volcán Poás here in Costa Rica. So, is everyone ready? Are your coffee mugs all ready? Is your coffee on point? Let's start with the Digital Marketer's Toast. Here we go. Raise up your glasses, mugs, bottles, or flasks, and join me now for the Digital Marketer's Toast. Here's to more conversions, more cash, cheaper CPMs, and lower CACs, to higher CTRs and much higher CVRs, to enable ad accounts and big bank accounts, to upsells, downsells, and cross-sells, to winning products and repeat sales, to the thing that everybody knows, the riches are in the niches, but also in your email flows. Ready? Cheers. Perfect. So let's get into the meat of this Coffee with Shannon, and this is Etsy research, everyone. So comment below if you've ever sold something on Etsy, or if you have an Etsy store, or in general, if you use it for product research. Let me know in the comments. I have quite a bit of experience with Etsy, and I'm very excited to let you in on some of our secrets. So first and foremost, Etsy research will help. It doesn't matter where you sell, okay? Whether you sell on Shopify or whether you sell on platforms. Say Annette says, I have Etsy and Shopify. That's great. That's the best. That's a deadly combo. So it really doesn't matter where you're selling on. Etsy research, Etsy in general, it's a great place to get inspiration from. There's different approaches to it, okay? So basically, when you're trying to look for a product to sell on Shopify, okay, generally it's because you want to scale that product with ads. So this can sometimes be a different type of product than when you're looking to scale on platforms, okay? Because when you're usually selling on Shopify, you're looking for one product that can scale to the moon, okay? But when you actually are selling on Etsy, you can scale horizontally. So sometimes you're looking for a product that has maybe 10, 20 sales, a few reviews here or there. And if you pay attention to what is working for that product, you can expand it into 400 products, okay? So if you see a mug that has a certain design of a dog, you say, oh, well, I can expand this to 200 different dog breeds. So that's kind of the difference between Shopify and platforms in general. Okay, so for this exercise, what I did was I did some research myself on Etsy, and I gathered maybe between 5 and 7 different products on Etsy. And my goal here is just to go over these products with you, because every single one of the products I was able to find has a lot of potential. So this first one was a wooden journal. This was actually from a Ukrainian seller. And as you can see, this says Melanie's recipe book. Okay, this product has 4,830 reviews. Okay, so what do you want to look for when you're doing Etsy product research? Okay, so initially, what I look for is engagement. Reviews. Reviews are the most important metric. There are a lot of tools that sellers like to use. I see I really have my one question from Brian. Okay, Brian, for this exercise, I did not use any research tools. I wanted to show you the free way of doing this. Maybe on another episode, I can go over tools like Everbee and eRank and stuff like that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I have done a lot of Etsy research, and the free method is actually, it's great, because some of these research tools, their sales calculations are sometimes a little off. And I'm guessing in some cases that can confuse you. So I just want you to know that you're going to be perfectly fine if you decide to stick to just free methods, okay? And yeah, this particular product is a recipe book. So a few things to note is, number one, okay, so it's probably going to be tough for you. if you want to find actually a print-on-demand wooden journal. I'm guessing that does not exist. But guess what? Shinon has leather journals as well. Okay. So just because this particular product sold on a wooden journal, it does not mean that it's not going to sell on anything else. Okay. So when I look at a product that has had success on Etsy, first of all, I look at the reviews and I look for two metrics. Okay. Number one, you want this product to have recent reviews because products trend all year round. Okay. And in some cases, I have seen products that have, 5,000 reviews. The problem is the most recent reviews are back from, let's say, December. So you need to be cautious about this because this tells you as a seller that this product was probably trending a while ago, but it might not be trending anymore. Okay, so that's kind of the issue with that. You always need to look for recent reviews. So not necessarily, a successful product is not necessarily determined by thousands of reviews, but it is determined by recent reviews, at least for your perspective, because you're looking for stuff that's trending right now, not 6 months ago. Does that make sense? So this particular product had a bunch of recent reviews and overall reviews. I mean, this person, I was able to make some calculations. In this particular slide, I have not shared their store, but they made over $1 million in sales just by selling this type of journals. Okay. So after you pay attention to the recent review rate and the total reviews, you also need to pay attention to the design this person is using. Okay. Because here's what happened. Print on demand is all about inspiration. Print on demand is not about copying each other. It's about inspiration, but you need to be somewhat comfortable with emulating other people's style. Because if you just go out there and you say, hey, I like boats and I like this particular boat design, and you make something without having any proof of concept, you're going to be in for a world of trouble. Okay, so you need to piggyback off of other people's success in order for yourself to be successful in print on demand. Okay, so I want you to pay close attention to the style of design here. So this is a lot of line art. So this is a recipe book. Okay, she uses a lot of line art style stuff, and she uses customization. Okay, so those are two big ones on Etsy. To be honest, this is not really a complicated design. Like I said, there's a lot of ways you could turn this into an actionable, product idea that you can go out there on your own and test. For example, I'm just going to go over a few things you could do as a member of our POD University community. For example, if you're an empire builder, you can quite literally grab this design and just think of different niches, okay? Because this work for a recipe book, but listen, you just need to think outside the box, use AI tools. This is a recipe book, but this could also work. This could be a gardening journal for gardening enthusiasts. This could be a travel journal. This could be your pet's record book. When you have a pet, you usually keep a record book with all of their vaccines and the diet they're having and stuff like that. This can be extrapolated to, hundreds of different niches. But what you're paying attention to is that this style of design, for some reason, is working. For some reason, people are resonating with it. So that's kind of the mentality that I want you to have when you're looking at products. And like I said, if you are a POD University empire builder, what you can do is you can literally grab this design, think of different niches, hand it over to our graphic designers because we have a graphic design request program, and you can tell them, hey, I want you to create 10 different designs that have this same style for X, Y, and Z niches. That's one of your ideas. You can literally just grab this product, a screenshot, throw it into our AI art generator, switch up the words, switch up the niche, and create something similar for the gardening niche, for example. So that's how I want you to approach this stuff. Yeah, like some person just commented, emulation provides for inspiration either way. Yeah, for sure. So this is our first wooden journal. Second, I have here a different approach to this, which is kind of a sketchbook, okay? So again, as you can see, this product does not have thousands of reviews like our previous one. This has 55 reviews, but what I was able to tell is that a lot of these reviews were recent. So something about this is trending. Again, pay attention to our current product catalog. this could be easily done in a Shine-On leather journal, because we have proof of concept. Okay, something with this product tells us that people resonate with it and want to buy it. In this case, they are still using the same line art style. Okay, so that's kind of the kind of stuff you want to pay attention to. This resonates with people, in particular with journals. Even if we don't have access to a wooden journal like this one, it can also work. And who knows? I mean, you could even try different product categories. That is what print on demand is all about. You find the inspiration and you apply it to where you can. Okay, so these were from, I believe, 2 separate stores. They were both killing it. Like I said, in both of these cases, we're seeing customization there. Okay, so you need to start thinking about those Team Blue apps, customly, stuff like that, so you can easily automate customization, because on today's day and age, you really want to stand out. And one of the easiest ways to stand out is with customizable content, customizable products. Okay, so this one was very interesting. Until We Croak blanket. This is also a product that Shine-On sells. Okay, so we also have heirloom blankets. Remember, we also recently added a whole bunch of new mock-ups. So our mock-ups are currently top-notch. I recommend you take a look. We have different sizes and everything. This product has been huge on Etsy, and I've also seen it become huge on Facebook ads. Okay, so yeah, I mean, probably since a year ago, I started seeing this pop up everywhere. Not this design, but the product in general. And I also think there's a lot more room for other sellers to come in and jump on this stuff. So this one was very interesting. It says, Until We Croak, Janet and Kenneth, estimated 2022. So again, we're seeing personalization here. This person, it's kind of a couple blanket. And I want you to analyze just the overall design. Okay, so this person is using, this is kind of like a fairy niche style, like frog and princess kind of vibe. That's at least what I'm getting. But what's important here is that you need to pay attention to the color scheme. It kind of has like I said, like a fantasy retro vibe. So that is what is resonating with customers. And also, always when I see these blankets, they have like muted tones, and that is because when they're woven blankets, you can't actually use very bright and colorful tones. So they kind of stick to this kind of tone style and color palettes. Okay, so I just wanted to I want you to pay attention to what has worked for this design. It has 108 reviews. I checked, and a bunch of them are recent reviews. So this product is trending, and this person has hundreds of different blankets on Etsy, and I think they've done such a phenomenal job with their Etsy store. I've seen all sorts of variations of these on Facebook ads as well. I don't know if you've seen the typical partners skull blanket, which has had a bunch of success on Facebook ads, but it is the same exact style. I mean, it's just the same color palettes, the same customization. There's the names of the 2 people inside the couple, how long have they been together, stuff like that, and a message that resonates, forever and ever, until we croak. And this very strictly relates to the frog design in this particular case. Remember, like I said, take advantage of your resources. If you're in POD University, you can ask for designers to help you make something like this. Use our AI tools. You can use our AI tools to get similar designs of maybe switch up the niche in general. Okay, so there's all sorts of stuff you can do. You could do astronomy blanket, constellation blanket. The Day We Met, have you seen that? I've seen it all over around social media. The Day We Met blankets and necklaces and all stuff like that. You can try trickling into different niches inside the fantasy niche. One I have seen, I don't know if you guys have seen it, is dragon blankets. So it's kind of like a dueling dragons kind of deal, and the same kind of messaging. So that's how you need to think about this. You don't want to go and just try to do exactly what this person is doing. You want to feed off of their success and start doing something on your own. Okay. for example, music lovers, custom lyric blankets. Have you seen those? The Spotify songs, stuff like that. You really need to start thinking outside the box when you're doing this stuff. Okay, so this is the Until We Croak blanket. Again, I want to mention one more time, we have a whole bunch of new mock-ups on this in Shinon. We have great pricing. This is one of my biggest recommendations if you're selling Shinon products right now. See, Elizabeth says, I had someone buy one with the two animals on it and the other it with their pet names. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. You can do one for custom pets. You can even do custom pets, but have their designs be unique and do one for each different breed and stuff like that. I mean, you need to think outside the box, and I'm sure you will find success if you kind of pay attention to these metrics. Also, switching off gears into something that is more traditional, maybe. Okay, so this is a herbology t-shirt. Let me know in the comments if you've ever sold t-shirts, because this is kind of one of the most common print-on-demand categories. I've personally never sold t-shirts. I've kind of always stayed away from that particular product category, but I've seen people had huge success with t-shirts still. So they have their disadvantages and their advantages. Although I'll tell you something, they still sell. I mean, there's millions. It's probably one of the most sold categories still to this day in print-on-demand. So this particular design, I also checked for the review counts, and they had a bunch of, most of these reviews were recent. So again, this product is trending. It's trending. The kind of the, if you kind of see it as a wave, it's going on the way up. Okay, so when you see a product like I told you when we first started, if you see a product with 6,000 reviews and half of them are from 2 years ago, that's when you know that product might not be trending anymore. But this is a herbology t-shirt. This is a very original design. Again, what I would do if you want to replicate this, I would probably try to design each one of these pieces separately for a different niche. Okay, so you can do, for example, well, one thing that I want to point out here that applies to probably all the products I'm showing, they pay close attention to their mock-ups. They're very polished, very refined. So they're really paying close attention to the first image that customers are seeing. Okay, and you need to have a similar behavior. Your mock-ups need to be clean. I mean, unless you're selling on Amazon, you don't want your ad to have a white background or stuff like that. You want for your customers to be able to imagine themselves wearing that t-shirt, for example, or using that blanket. So as you can see, every one of the designs I have been showing you have very polished mock-ups and pictures in general and designs in general. And that's what my goal here today is, that in 2025, if you're going to be successful in print on demand, you need to stand out. Okay, because I don't know how many of you have been around since 2018, 2019, but back then it was much easier. There was much less competition. You could just whip up some t-shirt and it would sell. Right now, you just need to be more unique. You need to be special. You need to offer customization when possible. Okay, so again, if you wanted to recreate something like this, I think it's a very clean design. And you need to think about different niches. For example, the cooking niche. Maybe you can think about how this could be applied to cooking. And each one of those elements could be a different, recipe element or something like that. Maybe veterinarians. You could have maybe the different tools that they use, or maybe some dog breeds over here, stuff like that. So that's the message I'm trying to spread across, is that you need to pay attention to what is working and just extrapolate it to different niches. And you never know what's gonna resonate with people. That's why I recommend feeding off of others people's trails of success. Because if you ask me, I would have never imagined that this stuff is gonna work. Okay, but it does. It has a ton of reviews. Okay, so that's how you need to approach this. This can apply to a whole bunch of different professions, a whole bunch of different niches. Okay, so that's it for our herbology t-shirt. Okay, so we have a mug here. This is also a very interesting product categories. Robin says, weird is good. That's right. That's very true. You never, guys, you never want to get married to your own taste, okay, when you're selling online. I have struggled with that in the past. You never want to marry a particular design also, which has also happened to me before. Sometimes, I don't know if it has happened to you, because in the past, I have spent, hours doing a design, and I think like, hey, this design is so cool, this is gonna kill it, and it completely flops. So that happens a lot. You need to be prepared for that, and you need to be a design agnostic in that regard. You need to pay attention to the data you're getting and not your feelings, because, like I said, if you marry a particular design and you try to force it to work, you're gonna probably lose money and you're gonna be in trouble. So, like I said, try to pay attention to what's working. Try to pay attention to the data. So here we have a reading niche mug. Mugs are also very interesting because I've always seen it as kind of a tough sell because of the low prices. But again, there are still to this day a lot of stores that only sell mugs and they're successful. Okay. If you were to ask me, this is probably an easier sell on Etsy than on Facebook, just because CPAs are a bit high. So if you're trying to sell a mug that's $15, it might be difficult for you. Like I said, I've seen people do it, so there are definitely ways to do it. But this is probably something that's going to work more on platforms. Okay. And this particular mug says, smells like ignoring responsibilities and reading all day. Okay. So this is more related to the the reading niche in general. But I want you to pay attention to the kind of the vintage line art design that I guess you could say this is somewhat related in terms of style to the wedding journals. Okay. Because this person is using like line art designs. They're not using a lot of color. It's kind of a retro design. So this person is kind of combining two niches, and again, you can do this for so many different niches. If you want to use this, for example, for the gaming niche, you would just need to, you can even keep the smells like, you can change the graphic above. And instead of saying ignoring responsibilities and reading all day, you can say ignoring responsibilities and gaming all day. Just an example, okay? Maybe you can do this with hiking. Ignoring responsibilities and hiking all day, Dog niche, ignoring responsibilities and hanging out with my dog all day, stuff like that. Again, don't take my exact phrase recommendations to heart, but the sky is the limit. I mean, that's how you're able to scale horizontally in Etsy. You grab this and you create 400 variations, okay? And it says, I need to create my ads. Meta is so intimidating. Okay, so yeah, Meta can get intimidating. I agree with that. Especially, that's kind of what's kind of tough about Shopify is that you need to rely on paid traffic, and it can get daunting for you. So I guess what I would recommend is sit down. You need to decide on a budget that you're willing to invest in Meta. So there's kind of no way around it. You need to come to peace with the idea that you're going to spend a certain amount on Meta before you find success. And I don't want you to see this as you're just burning money. You're investing, you're investing in ads to learn how to do them. You're investing to kind of get acquainted with the process. So yes, it can get daunting, but to be honest, if I'm being honest with you, in today's day and age, in 2025, doing Facebook ads, in terms of complexity levels, I think it's easier doing them now than it was 5 years ago. Because 5 years ago, everything you did inside the ads manager was entirely manual. I mean, you had so much control over every single piece of your ads. And right now, Meta kind of forces you to keep things simple. And what I've seen so far is that for beginners, that helps because you're taking a lot of the complexity out of the equation, okay? So yeah, like I said, all sorts of ideas with this particular mug that you can do. You can keep the same theme and just change things around, okay? Another mug over here, Silly Goose mug. So this one, I just thought it was pretty fun. It has 26 reviews only, but if you think about it, I actually took a closer look, and most of these reviews were from the past month. So this product is, like I said, it's kind of on the upside of the wave. Like it hasn't reached its peak yet. So there's a lot of potential here with just product inspiration in general. And this is actually quite the opposite to the mug we just saw. And this brings in a lot of more colors to the equation. So a lot of the designs I showed you previously, with the exception of the blanket, had black and white designs, the vintage designs, retro designs. But this particular product is focusing more on vivid colors and kind of painting a picture. It kind of reminds me like of a certain cartoon that comes to mind. I can't remember the actual name I'm thinking of, but I think it's a very cool design. And again, this can be replicated to hundreds of designs, to be honest. You could just keep the I love you. And for example, like I said, you need to pay attention to what worked for this person. And I saw this particular store and they had, hundreds of designs with this same style. So that's what you need to pay attention to. Something about this setup in general is making people take out their wallets and pay you and purchase from you. So that's kind of the stuff you need to pay close attention to. Okay. And in this particular situation, you could even, who knows, this might work well for a t-shirt, even for a blanket. You don't know, you need to test. So yeah, that's why I like this design so much, because I think this particular one can be extrapolated to a whole different array of not only designs, but products. T-shirts, blankets, you name it, even journals, who knows. So for example, if you wanted to test this for the gaming niche, you could think of a cool graphic that has the same style. Again, my recommendation, if you're an empire builder, go to our graphic design team and just tell them, hey, you know what? I think I want to design, 10 designs like this for the gaming niche, the gardening niche, for dog breeds, etc. And they can help you think of ideas, or use our own AI tools. Just take a screenshot of this one and switch up the prompt a bit. Say, maybe not Silly Goose, maybe gaming. You need to think about a gaming related design that could be used here. And instead of I love you, Silly Goose, you could say I love you, player 2, for example. Stuff like that. That's kind of the way I approach this stuff. And in general, I think this is the last design I have for you. I guess the takeaway here is, number one, you don't really need paid research tools if you don't really want them. They are useful, and there's obviously a whole different array of use cases. For example, you can spy. I remember for Everbee is great for spying on your competition, or was it that E-Rank that made it very easy, and stuff like that. But if you don't want to spend the money, you can always use free resources like Etsy product research. I've tried everything. I've tried ad spy tools. I have tried paid tools and stuff like that. Google Shopping research, Pinterest. Etsy still is one of my favorite product research tools, and I think it's because the Etsy algorithm is kind of able to find things when they're just starting to pop. So that's why I think it's such a valuable tool to use, and it's 100% for free. Like I said, pay attention to the recency of the reviews. So you want the reviews to be recent, and the amount of reviews. Okay, and it depends. If you're selling on Shopify, you're probably looking at something that's more scalable. If you're selling on Etsy, you want to create 400 variations of that product for all sorts of different niches. So that's kind of the way I approach this. Obviously, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you thought this was useful for you. And yeah, I was glad to be your host today, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Take care, guys.